Real growth isn't built on spending. It's built on saving, producing, and investing in the future. But somewhere along the way we flipped it. We started calling consumption strength and discipline old-fashioned. The truth is simple. You can't build tomorrow if you spend everything today.
Hey, I'm talking surplus, they talking surface. Buying the purpose like purpose is purchasable. I'm surgical, cut through the circus where everyone's certain that swiping a card is productive. That's adorable. Savings a signal, but they chant for the sizzle. Celebrating fireworks while the foundation fickle. Consumption got them spiritual. Their priests preach miracles. Sermons on a Visa card, hallelujah. Pitiful. I'm literal, produce more than I chew through, that's the principle. They binge like ritual, living off fumes from OA residuals. Treating policy sugar highs like they nutritional. I'm in a cold room, cooking capital goods like soul food. Watch the output rise with a whole mood. Meanwhile the timeline's like, get that new drop, bro. Retail therapy code approved, cute.
They forgot the order.
Seed, sweat, harvest, storage. Now it's swipe, ship, unbox, shortage. Growth means something got built, but they think it means something got bought. Bro, I'm exhausted. They ask why the future feel haunted. It's cause we spent tomorrow yesterday and pawned it. Savings ain't sexy, production ain't flaunted, but both the only reasons ancestors endured hardship instead. They flex debt like it's status. Rent money for brunch, then call the brunch lavish. Economy backwards, burning the matches that should light the factories. Then wonder why the dark keeps asking for taxes. Listen, consumption's dessert, not dinner. Production makes winner, savings make winner feel thinner. But they taught a whole nation that more swipes equals more inner confusion. Illusion, a carnival of delusion. Growth replaced by drama fusion. Celebrating the smoke while the engine's losing. Me, I play the long game, steady with the blueprint. Stacking real output while they beg for a new print. Building ain't glamorous, but the truth is luminous. The world don't grow from the trend, it grows from the prudent. And if they don't get that, that's fine. Arithmetic's patient, reality's kind. Until the ledger runs out of time.
We spent tomorrow yesterday. I'm just here taking notes, watching who pretends the bill ain't mine.
When money is cheap, everything looks like it's working. Bad ideas look brilliant, broken models look scalable, and risk feels like it disappeared. But that's the trap. Artificially low interest rates distort reality. They make the entire economy hallucinate growth that isn't really there. And when the cost of money rises, the mirage disappears.
Interest rates low like a limbo stick under hell's door. Everybody dancing under it like cheap money don't come with a landlord. They think they caught a blessing, but blessings come with lessons. And this one got red letters, letting you know the rent going double when the face stops stretching. Liquidity look luscious till you taste it. Just melted ice in a gold cup, pretty but basic. Entrepreneurs building empires on daydream pavement, thinking as long as cash free, failure can't chase us. Think interest rates low, that's a cheat code. Makes weak flows look like deep growth when the streets froze. False signal flares everywhere, whole fleets pose like they sailing on demand, but the seas closed. They don't even save, they just chase what the screen shows. Liquidity mirage got them walking where the heat goes. Peak jokes, money cheap, so capital misread smoke. Entrepreneurs build dreams on placebo notes. Whole industries on vibes from a repo quote. The whole market hallucinating. Cheap money got them seeing profit where it's just hydration. Dehydrated balance sheets sprayed with the feds. Miss magicians with spray bottles, turning deserts into bro trust. It's an oasis. Yo, the real economy's whispering, but everybody's tuned to the Fed like it's scripture. Knees on the carpet begging digits for deliverance. Artificial rates make the dumb look divine. Bad bets feel refined, and time preference evaporate like lime and cheap spine. They forgot savers set the signal. Now signal set by committees that meet in notes criminal. Liquidity puddles called innovation. Fun sprinting toward barrages like it's revelation. But illusions don't scale, they just trail into one breeze across the capital. Turns every victory tale pale, rates go up a beige inch. Every unicorn turns into beige mist. Easy money ain't a gift, it's a blade twist. I'm just trying to track the fundamentals through the gray drift. That's the plot. The whole system addicted to free shots, thinking zero waits forever got God's autograph. But when the printer chills in the real world, ask for a graph. All the visionaries vanish faster than their staff. They ask why everything feel fragile. Simple. We're money free, reality charge interest with vengeance. And the overdue bill always knows your address.
Debt can be useful, but only if it creates more than it costs. Right now, every new dollar of debt produces less and less real output. We're not investing in the future, we're refinancing the past. And every time we push the pain forward, the eventual correction grows bigger. We're living on borrowed time.
Debt stack towering like a Jenga set built by a toddler. Foundation wobblier than a subprime borrower swearing I'll pay it back, I promise honor. The whole thing leaning, you don't need charge to see it. Just a pulse and a conscience, neither of which they keep feeding. Policymakers treat debt like dessert, double portions. No concern for who gets hurt. Call it stimulus, call it growth, call it expert. I call it spraying cologne on a rotting t-shirt. Again, debt stack look like Jenga with no base left. Each pulls a paycheck, each shoves a faith test. GDP flex, but the core feel weightless. Numbers all swollen like they benching with fake reps. They love running from the bill, love refinancing every thrill. Love calling overdrafted futures economic free will. Cute. Refinance the lie, call it stability, bro, that's humility's hill. Slid into futility, we subsidize fragility. Borrow from infinity, pretend the math will bend itself willingly. I sip tea while the bond curve cries. Watch 30-year dreams get rolled like dice. 5 people terrified of telling the public that gravity applies to life. Diminishing returns everywhere. Every new dollar showing up to work tired. Every new loan with less fire. Each stimulus round weaker till the whole crowd wired to believe collapse can be retired. Diminishing returns like a plea deal. Every new dollar got less push, less real feel. We don't build anymore, we just shift debt around the board. Call the shuffle smart policy, call the stagnation exploring. Bro, that's boring, even the math yawning. The curve flattening, future mortgage so many times. The paperwork need diaper patterns. The nation on an IV, drip of IOUs. Moving like debt is oxygen and growth is optional news. But oxygen don't lie, the second supply runs dry. You find out who's alive and who's been puppeted by fed-fueled high. They ask why, the future feel tight. Simple, we've been eating next year's harvest every night. Praying the crops will give us while we starve the soil of light. Borrowed time feel infinite to the lender calls twice, and he always calls twice.
A trade deficit isn't a sign of strength. It's a sign of imbalance. We import everything, export inflation, and rely on foreign savings to fund our lifestyle. Confidence in the system is the only thing holding it up, and confidence is fragile. When it snaps, so does the illusion of prosperity.
The trade gap hanging over us like bad credit karma. Shadow big enough to blot out the dome, but the crowd still chants strongest economy like propaganda. Got a volume knob they can lean on. We flex consumption like it's patriotic ritual. Brag about how many boxes hit the porch like carbo. Confidence is critical. Talking we save the global system with our appetite. Bro, appetite ain't strength, it's a symptom of what we don't write. We don't produce, we just consume and assume the world need our tune. Gonna say it twice for clarity. Trade gap wide like a trust fall with no spotter. We import import, life export, problems like our jobs. The narratives we saving the globe with our wallets. Now we borrow their savings and call it a power process. We got dollar demand, hypnotizing half the planet, but hypnosis fragile. All it takes is one shake of confidence and the empire starts sounding like bad Spanish. Dollar demand got them all in a trance, but confidence brittle as a bargain bin stance. We a circus financed by foreign hands, flexing strength while depending on the glance. We call that hegemony. Nice, that's not hegemony. That's a relationship built on one rule: don't piss off your lender. We import everything: steel, meds, chips, mass pride, anything that require a factory. We rather just buy than we brag about innovation. But innovation don't mean much if you can't build the damn basis of your own foundation. We addicted to cheap goods like kids to sugar spike punch, but one price shock and the whole country gon' lose lunch. We export inflation like it's our national fragrance, perfuming the world with our debt-laced payments. But the scent ain't pleasant, it's desperation in a mason jar. Sold us confidence, shit by the bar. We praise consumption like it's currency, but consumption without production is dependency. Dependency without humility is national delusion, and delusion is scale. That's just slow motion bruising. They ask why everything feels fragile. Simple. When you rely on strangers to fund your lifestyle, you're living in denial. All it takes is one shift in mood, one auction gone rude, one central bank saying we good, and the whole import empire start losing altitude. We forgot the basics: produce, save, export power. Now we swipe, ship, unbox, cower. Trade deficit ain't a flex, it's a warning tower, and a tower leaning harder every single hour.
Crashes aren't failures. They're corrections. Reality reclaiming the places where cheap money distorted the truth. We've delayed every correction since 2008, papering over the cracks with more debt, more stimulus, more denial. But reality always returns. And when it does, only what's real survives.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, gravity don't warn you, it don't text ahead, it don't give a courtesy ping. It just show up sober, flip the lights on, and ask who's been spending money that never existed in the first place. Bubbles float pretty to the air, get cold, and reality grow bold. And every valuation dressed like a runway model start looking like it bought its clothes from a lost and found mold. Soon enough, gravity back, every bubble meets the floor, dodge. Every fraud face guide meets the odds, it clog. QE stitch cracks, but the fault lines fog. Now the whole edifice coughs like a clogged exhaust. We train capital wrong, fed it candy corn dreams, kept telling it downturns were optional. Risk was a meme, made the market believe pain got a snooze button, crisis got a hotline. And the Fed was a fairy godmother with infinite lifelines. So they trained capital to sprint off cliffs blindfolded. Risk curve stretched like a spine that time folded. Meme coins ascended cause pain got postponed. And every bell I whispered go further, it's all golden, but golden ain't truth. Truth heavy, truth walk with work boots. Truth don't bend for liquidity, and it sure as hell don't salute to over leveraged troops who believe volatility was cute. Correction steps in like a winter storm. No flame, no chorus, just cold, methodical, honest. Correction is a teacher with cold shoulders, hands colder, pulling hope down boulders till the lies roll over. Crashes ain't endings, they're edits, revisions from a universe that don't tolerate economic fan fiction. Reset ain't doom, it's choreography, taking malinvestment and motion it into fertilizer for the next reality. Reset ain't failure, it's closure. Malinvestment compost, the reality mows through. And after the dust settles closer, only hard money stands with composure. And who's standing there unaffected? Not the leverage junkies, not the corporates who hit dead in footnotes, not the policy makers who so calm while the ground sank. The ones who survive are the ones who never lied about cost, never prayed for free money, never pretended risk was optional. Bitcoin a lone soldier, uncorrupted by the policies that broke us. When gravity returns, the truth returns with it. Cold, quiet, patient, but absolute. Yeah.
pull all the noise away, the story is simple. Every rise, every collapse, every boom, and every ruin follows the same old pattern. What's real gets buried under what's easy, and what's easy eventually caves under its own weight. We spent years pretending money was free, that risk could be ignored, that nothing bad would ever happen as long as we printed enough comfort. But comfort isn't the foundation of an economy. Reality is deduction, as limits of the truth is. And when you violate those truths long enough, the reset isn't a punishment. It's a return. A clearing, a reckoning with every choice we pushed into tomorrow. You can feel it in the air now. A building tension, a slow current building beneath the surface. The end of one story and the beginning of something we haven't seen yet. Not collapse for collapse's sake, but the kind of reset that forces a culture to remember how to build again. A world that saves, produces, earns, creates instead of distracting itself into denial. All 5 lessons lead here. The crash isn't the point. The point is what comes after, when the illusions fall away and only the real, the durable, the honest remain standing. And if you understand that, then you already know. This next decade won't be decided by the people who clung to the fantasy. It'll be built by the ones who relearn the foundation, the ones who can see clearly after the fog lifts. When gravity returns, so does truth. And truth is where everything new begins.